This is TradeFlow News, bringing you relevant news and insights from around the world. TradeFlow News, enabling trade for SMEs and economies worldwide.
These are some of the key topics that we will be looking into in today's program.
First, let's take a look at the overnight headlines which are impacting the commodity markets.
The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency is committed to increasing the use of biofuels, an agency official said on Tuesday, but the industry is still anxiously awaiting the Biden administration to finalize specific blending goals. The Biden administration is open to using every tool to fight climate change in the transportation sector, which includes biofuels, said EPA's Sarah Dunham, director of the Office of Transportation and Air Quality, at the National Ethanol Conference in New Orleans. Both oil refiners and corn-based ethanol producers are paying close attention to the agency's planned sweeping decisions on the Renewable Fuel Standard, the nation's biofuel blending law, which is due to enter a new phase at the end of the year.
Uncertainty over sunflower oil supplies due to the conflict between Russia and Ukraine is spurring demand for rivals palm oil and soybean, fueling a red-hot vegetable oil market. The Black Sea accounts for 60% of world sunoil output and 76% of exports, so the uncertainty over how the crisis in the region may impact crop production and movement has prompted buyers to seek alternative oils. Surging palm oil and soybean prices could hit new record highs in the short term, and squeeze price-sensitive Asian and African consumers already reeling from spiraling fuel and food costs, analysts and traders said.
Moving on to the top news in the energy sector.
Oil prices on Wednesday fell from 7-year highs hit the previous day after a first wave of US and European sanctions on Russia appeared unlikely to disrupt oil supplies. Brent crude was down 27 cents, or 0.2%, to $96.57 a barrel at 12:47 GMT, after hitting $99.50 on Tuesday, the highest since September 2014. U.S. West Texas Intermediate (WTI) crude futures fell 36 cents, or 0.3%, to $91.55 a barrel, after reaching $96 on Tuesday. Prices jumped on Tuesday on worries that Western sanctions imposed on Russia after it sent troops into two regions in eastern Ukraine could hit energy supplies.
Emissions of the potent greenhouse gas methane coming from the global energy sector are 70% higher than officially reported, the International Energy Agency, IEA, said on Wednesday, with the coal sector identified as the biggest single source. In its 2022 Global Methane Tracker report, the Paris-based watchdog said the world needed to step up its monitoring efforts and policy action to curtail emissions of the polluting gas. Contributions from the coal industry to the problem had been logged for the first time, topping the other major parts of the fossil fuel sector at 42 million tons, Mount, followed by 41 Mount and 39 Mount from oil and natural gas respectively. Next, we have the top news in metal markets. Chinese authorities will prevent excessive hoarding of iron ore and guide port firms to ensure that traders of the commodity bring inventories back to a reasonable level as soon as possible, the powerful state planner said on Wednesday. The decision follows a symposium called by the National Development and Reform Commission, NDRC, the market regulator, Ports Association and some port firms, according to an NDRC statement. The meeting studied measures including greatly shortening the free storage period for iron ore traders, raising costs of portside hoarding, and preventing excessive hoarding, said the statement.
Soaring energy prices have pushed up costs of battery material lead for European consumers such as those in the auto sector, even though ample supplies have meant benchmark prices on the London Metal Exchange held steady. European power prices have rocketed over the past year mainly due to the rising price of natural gas used for power generation and heating, low renewable energy output and higher carbon prices. Lead prices have mostly traded between $2,200 and $2,400 a ton over the past few months, underperforming other metals such as aluminium, nickel and tin. Consumers pay the LME lead price plus a premium which typically covers transport costs and taxes.
We will now look at the top news in the agricultural sector.
The United States and the United Arab Emirates are seeking an additional $4 billion of global investment in an initiative launched last year to make agriculture resilient to climate change and reduce its emissions, a U.S. official said on Sunday. The two countries launched the Agriculture Innovation Mission for Climate, Aim for Climate, at COP26 climate talks in November, aiming for $4 billion investment from governments and non-government innovation partners between 2021 to 2025. AIM now wants $8 billion in climate-smart investment commitments by the November COP27 climate talks in Egypt, U.S. Secretary of Agriculture Thomas Vilsack told Reuters ahead of AIM's first ministerial meeting in Dubai on Monday.
That is all for today's news on commodity markets. Stay tuned to TradeFlow News as we continue to provide you with more updates. We also invite you to follow us on Twitter at TradeFlow News, which allows you to watch our program on your mobile device or desktop to receive information from there.